the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost
Welcome
anything.
back, Super Crew, and you're watching the Evil X channel. I do videos for the V8 chassis WRX and for the Mark V Supra. So if you like any of those type of videos for those type of cars, when you get done watching this video, you know what to do. Browse through the other videos, see if any of those interest you, and consider subscribing. So today we got a Seibon carbon fiber trunk for the WRX. So I'll go over how you take off the old trunk and how you put on the new one. So part of the points of contention were with a carbon fiber pieces or fiberglass reinforced carbon fiber, things like that. Not all the pieces are gonna line up perfectly. Like for example, you have the trunk lights for the license plate. Those insert. So are the cutouts gonna fit? We'll see if that works as far as the rear view camera, things like that, the fitment, the lines as far as the gap on the trunk, how all that looks. Originally, I got the trunk, well, I ordered it probably in early 2021. Took 6 months to show up, but then we decided to put some extra coats of clear coat on it. Big thanks to Ivy for putting like 4 extra coats of clear coat on this. So the original footage we have for the test fit, removing the original trunk and test fitting the carbon fiber trunk, is from last fall. So we'll start with some of that footage. We'll show you how the test fit went and what we had to do to make it fit properly. So let me show you that. And after a 6-month wait, I also got the Seibon carbon fiber trunk. Let's go put that on today. So the spoiler is going to be going back on at some point. In case you're wondering if you can fit a trunk in your car. Of course you can, no problem. So the plan is for today to test fit the Seibon trunk. So what we're gonna do is take the whole trunk off, leave the wing attached. We have some protective painter's tape. So what we'll do is get on the inside and remove the camera and the latch and also the license plate lights, because most likely on those components we might have to sand down on the new trunk to get everything to fit just right. So I will remove this carpet lining to get back here to the license plate lights. Up here on the latch, looks like we just have 2 10mm in there. Then there's an electrical connection here. We'll unclip, get that off, get the latch out. So we'll line up the latch, see how that fits on the new one. And again, the lights, camera. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. So that's what it looks like under there. So all of this wiring cluster we're going to have to get out when it gets all transferred to the new one. So we'll start getting a look at that and see how that comes off of the original trunk. Up here we got this wiring clip. So right here, got that disconnected from the latch area. So that's your trunk release. All right, let's start looking at the rest of it. So it looks like we'll start disconnecting those and unplugging these. I wonder if it just turns and pulls out. It's just a light bulb. Look at those little guys. No, we don't. I don't think we have to disconnect those.
No, we do have to finish pulling out the whole harness, but.
So, find some tools. light bulb. All right. Then, so we can try the latch now, huh? 10 mils. This does open up, but I don't think we need to get back there. There it is. Disconnect the camera. So that's just right there. Yeah, I guess we can unplug it, then that should pop out the other side. All right, camera's disconnected. So this probably does pop out, but rather than me risk breaking it, we'll just cut the tape. This is gonna be not too hard to get back to retape it. There we go. It's kind of stiff in the middle. That one keeps sinking back in. He's like, I want to go back home. Oh. Figure out how that one sticks on.
Good, you got another one.
Yeah, we got 2 of those. So let me get behind those, figure that out. On this clip here, you can easily access it from behind. I got that one. You can pinch from behind back there, and that's what that clip looks like. So when your fingers are behind it, you're gonna be doing that. This next one's gonna be more difficult. This is all we got to work with to try to pinch the same type of clip. So let me see if I can get my fingers back there and get this one out. That one, again, that one's gonna be more difficult. So again, you just have that hole to work with, but if you wanna do it from the outside, trim removal tool, keep wiggling at it.
Yep.
It did come out that way, so that's good. Actually, we don't have to remove the rest of this because this is just the arm holding up the trunk. Then I guess these are the lights. Looks like they're gonna clip together and push out. Same with the camera. Oh, up here, if you want to look from the top. Actually, we might have to remove this. Okay, so let's look at that from the outside. So that's loose, that's that jiggling. All right, I guess we gotta take off this piece. Let's go get some sockets, see what that is. Probably an 8. Yep, it's an 8. And those are loose.
Remember that from putting them back on, but they don't need to be tight.
Oh, we got these pop clips as well. All right, we're going Clarkson on this. Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, after I did the hard side.
After we had someone smart figure it out. Oh, and we got pieces. Oh, there we go. So this thing's ready to come off, then we can test fit the other one. Just got 2 bolts on each side. So we will leave the wing on. See, I've never been satisfied with how I had attached this. I had the original, a reproduction wing, STI style. It went in those spots, but this one was WRX from APR. And for whatever reason, you use a different mounting location. Another thing I just thought of, that Seibon carbon fiber, I'm sure it's probably fiberglass underneath, but it's not gonna rust. So of course, just from the mounting process, you know, these could rust eventually unless I touch them up, but won't be a problem with the other one. So let's open up the Seibon, get a look at that. Ta-da! Lighting's not the best, but this is beautiful. I think I'm probably gonna rock it for a while, maybe even through the winter before I put the wing back on and I ruin this. Just kidding. It will go back on eventually because I love that wing. But this thing looks fantastic. That weave is pretty sharp too. Look at that. I asked around and there was a few people that had done a duckbill with the APR spoiler, and I think it looked really good. So the packaging, so you can see what that looks like. This is probably fiberglass, yeah. I think that looks awesome. I'm excited. So just the same on the factory trunk, we will remove this portion so that we can snap our lights and our camera back in. So this has 8 millimeter, maybe. We'll try that. So each of one of those 6 has a washer. Probably gonna fall off, and it does.
All right, now maybe a yes. Ugh. Yeah, I think maybe we'll give that a little filey action instead of breaking your lights.
We might have to file around there. Let me pull that back out and get a better look at it. That side's filed down this direction, so in hopes that this finger will latch on here. It seemed a little wide from when I was looking, but let's try it again.
I put the little side on first.
I mean, either way, I think that's good enough. But yeah, this was expected. See the gapping there? It's in there solid, and I expected that everything wasn't gonna be perfect fitment on these pieces, but it still doesn't look like that finger is actually grabbing onto anything. But again, that gap being wider than our physical piece, I don't think there's much else we can really do. But I think that'll work. It's still in there tight, and I'll still be able to get it out. So we'll try the other one. So the other side might sand in there too. Also the material is thicker, so the teeth to grab on those clips might not want to, just because this material is thicker. You might sand here a little bit more, just see if it grabs better. So keep filing where you need to. As you can tell, this one's kind of ski-wampus. It's not perfectly straight. We'll try that light again, see if it fits any better. So there really wasn't a lot of sanding. I've seen some people install these in their videos. They were really upset that the fit wasn't perfect. This is just the nature of the beast when you get these carbon fiber and fiberglass parts. It's not gonna be perfect. Not a lot of sanding. It is secure enough now. It's not gonna be perfect, but you can get it so it'll be tight and it's gonna stay in there.
Yeah, it's not like we had to remove a lot of material.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of sanding. And this is seated down all the way now, so we know it fits properly. So this is a test run. It's going to get another layer of clear coat. I just want to have some added protection on this thing. So for now, making sure all the parts fit. We'll try the camera. Again, that doesn't look completely square, but we'll see if it clicks in there. I'm not gonna do those very tight for now. We're just gonna test fit this. So I guess we're about ready to take off the old trunk, huh? Slick. Neither of my cars do that. That looks so good. Maybe I should get my blanket and put it in the sunlight. Some glisten. So I think I will run it for a while with out the wing on it, just kind of enjoy it like that for a while. Put it on. So here's the back of the license plate. This is just some double-sided tape. It will provide a little bit of cushion so the plate isn't directly touching the carbon fiber trunk. So again, we'll leave the backing on this side because we don't want the adhesive on that side just stuck to the plate side. So that should prevent it from rubbing up against the trunk. So here's the license plate holes. Yeah, they just go all the way through. That's gonna be a major leaking problem, so I'm gonna have to plug the other ones that I am not using. That is pretty disappointing. So, gotta take care of that or else we're gonna get water leaks through there. Fast forward to today and we're back in the real time with the trunk back on. For real this time. We got 4 extra coats of clear coat on here. Thank you, Ivy, for doing that for us. It does look pretty awesome. So when you're putting it back together, just follow the steps in reverse. Now, when you pop this trunk, it's gonna be a lot lighter, especially if you don't have a big wang on it no more. So you might wanna catch the trunk when you do pop it, because that might wanna catapult a little bit. Nice. So the trunk latch, didn't really have to adjust that at all. It pretty much just lined up. Looking back in here, so you see your clip locations, has locations for those as well. So that's what those look like. So let's see if that fits. Mostly fits. So you got up here, all these points line up, hook your trunk release back up. So all those points, just follow your steps in reverse, goes on pretty easy. So when I was taking off the original trunk again, recently the top of these on these trunk arms was actually rusted on the inside. I'll show you what that looked like. So I ended up just sanding the rust from the inside of those off, then just put some paint on it so it wouldn't continue to rust. But like I was saying, we got those 2 bolt holes. So the one I wasn't using, the set of license plate bolts I had, screws, had a 4-pack. So it just utilizes 2 locations at the top, none on the bottom. So I just took the extra one and screwed it in. I mean, it's kind of dumb that there's not an included way to fill that hole without getting water leaking through there. So use what you have. So I just took those other screws, screwed them the opposite way. but it does look pretty good, I gotta say. The plan is I'm definitely gonna put on my APR wing back on this. The main reason I wanted to go with this is because originally when I put on the APR wing, I initially had a STI replica wing. I ordered the APR wing thinking that it would match the same bolt locations, but what I didn't know at the time is there's APR specific wings that are WRX or STI. I don't know why there's the difference. The STI version works with the STI bolt hole locations for the trunk and costs like $200 more. It kind of has a wider base plate for the stanchions. The WRX specific one has a smaller base plate for the stanchion, so it required different hole pattern. So I had to plug some holes on the original trunk where it had the initial replica wing when I switched over to the APR wing. So I wasn't totally happy with that, and I think I could have done a little bit better on the mounting. So I was like, hey, that's an excuse to get a Seibon carbon fiber trunk. So here it is now. I'll enjoy it like this for a while with the duckbill. A lot of people just prefer it this way without the big wing. Tell me down below, what would you guys do? Would you just leave it like this? It looks pretty awesome though. I'm gonna enjoy it like this for a while. Then I'll probably end up putting the wing back on. It does look great. So what about the fitment? So beyond all the minor modifications that were done to make this fit, there's a couple more things that you should be aware of. So this is just kind of a honest take of what you could expect from this. So look at the body gap. It's pretty shit on this side, let's be honest. Pretty wide on that side. Pretty tight on this side. So you could bore out the holes on your trunk arms. For example, like if you wanted to bore out these holes and make them wider, then you'd have some movement when installing it, and then you could adjust the panel gap there. I don't want to do that because if I want to go back to a stock trunk, I want those original OEM holes as they are without having to expand them or bore them out. So the body gap, I'm actually okay with it. Just so you know that it is not gonna line up exactly. The trunk latching did go down first try. We didn't have to adjust the latch, so that was pretty sweet. The license plate, another thing. The hole locations, it doesn't look that straight to me. I need to get another license plate border. I think it would look better with a license plate border, but again, due to the hole locations, doesn't look completely straight because these screws actually are fitting the diameter almost exactly. There's no play within that. I mean, you could also bore out your license plate and get more room to center that, you know, if it needed to go up on this corner as it's, you know, not quite straight. Things you could do. So this is kind of the reality of the carbon fiber trunk. So is it worth it? That's for you to decide. So I'll give you another look of the attachment points in here while we're taking a look at it. So again, on this trim piece, so that attaches on. This is what it looks like. So if you can see, I actually have some double-sided tape going around the bottom of the camera to stick it on because the hole diameter for the camera, it wasn't fitting properly. So I actually ended up putting some two-sided tape around there. And this is how the rest of it looks with the license plate lights and that stuff. So then up here, that trim piece has the, like 6 or so bolts going through there. Another thing, so if you look, so the original trunk has these rubber stoppers that go on each side. Now I asked the Subaru near me if they had any of those in stock. They didn't have them in stock. I can put the part number below. They only wanted like $3.19 for each one of those. I was just gonna get a second set. I'll have to check another dealer or order them online. Let me show you what they look like on the original trunk, and I might just pop those off and put them on there for now. As it is with just the latch, seemed to be setting down just fine, but I'll put those rubber stoppers on there as well. So there's the original trunk with the APR wing just chilling in the front room, AKA part storage. So we have those rubber stoppers, one on each side. So from what I've heard, you start pulling those out, but it has a tab behind it. So I'll try to get a pick behind it as I pull it out. So you can kind of see where you need to push in there. Pushed in there. There we go. We'll do that on the other side. And again, ask your Subaru dealer. I'll try to put a parts number below, but yeah, like $3 if you just want to get an extra pair. We'll get that one as well. Also, you can see where the trunk arms, they do eventually rust. So something to be aware of if you're taking this on and off. You might want to sand it, put some paint on those so it doesn't continue to rust in the future. Catapult. All right. So it does have the locations for those. See how it closes. Looking good. Man, it's nice to finally be able to do an install I want to do and do a video on it. I've been doing things that I don't want to do in my spare time lately, like keeping that truck camper going, getting coil packs and plugs, or putting the EGR back in the WRX just for reasons. Thanks so much for watching my video. I appreciate it. If you like this sort of stuff, Supra, WRX, browse through the other videos on my channel, see if any of those interest you as well, and consider subscribing. Thanks for being here. Until next time, I'm out.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100.